speak about alchemy, alchemy is the art and science of turning lead to gold. When we speak about alchemy, from time to time, we're always quick to remind ourselves that in order to turn lead to gold, which actually is a metaphor for changing a lack consciousness into a golden state of a great manifestation, you have to have a little tiny bit of gold already there. And if you have that essence of gold, just the vibratory frequency of a little tiny bit of gold, then you can transform the rest of the metal into gold as well. So you look to the weakness, don't identify with it, unmanifest good is right there, and you look to where any area of your life is representing just a little bit of what you think is lacking. You catch that? You catch it? So what happens? You begin to place your attention on that little tiny bit of gold. You place your attention on a little tiny bit of confidence, tiny bit of poise, that infinitesimal degree of prosperity, joy. And you begin to place your attention on it, and your attention acts like a fan to a flame. Until little by little, since you're not identifying yourself as weak, you're starting to identify yourself with this little tiny bit of prosperity, a little tiny bit of joy, tiny bit of abundance, tiny bit of confidence. And the Spirit of the living God does not know quantity. Say it. The Spirit of the living God does not know quantity, because the Spirit of the living God is everywhere. There's nothing to compare itself with at all, because it is everywhere being itself. So it doesn't know quantity, it only knows quality. So with your consciousness, as you place your attention on the quality that is there in its infinitesimal state, and you begin to look at it, turning over the weakness to God. I turn over this issue, this weakness, to the presence. In other words, if you could have solved it yourself by now, you would have. But you couldn't, so you might as well turn it over. I turn over these areas of my life where I cannot seem to get traction. I turn it over. I'm not identifying with it, but I'm placing my attention on anywhere in my life where there's a little bit of gold. And then I go about my business, as I've turned it over, I go about my business and I let go of worry as to how manifestation is going to occur. Worry prevents manifestation. Say it.
Worry prevents manifestation.
Worry and doubt and fear, it hinders the manifestation of that void of infinite good that's trying to express itself by means of you. So you're turning it over. You're going about your business, doing what you have to do in life. You're letting go of the worry. And now you're beginning to walk to the best of your ability, feeling that the manifestation has already occurred. You're feeling as if you are the most artful, confident being on the planet. You're feeling as if everything is working together for your good. Now, how would you walk? Stand up, please. How would you stand if right now you felt that everything was working together for good and you were duly supported and loved? How would you? Look at your posture. Look at your posture. Now, I want you to take a soulful stride. Just walk around a little bit, walk in confidence, and just, back straight. Just kind of walk. Give me a little walking music on the guitar. As you're walking by the people, give them a little high five. Give them a little high five, Back straight. You're walking. You're walking in confidence. Okay, everybody come to a complete stop right now. Come to a complete stop. You can keep the music going. Please stop. Turn within. I want your back to become straight right now. Head up. Arms up. Receptivity. Now, see this. Identify the area of your life that you would say I'm weak in. Not me personally, you. Don't identify with it, just notice it. Arms up. Now be aware that this space is where you get to magnify the presence of God. This void is where you get to magnify the presence of God. Find a little bit of gold in your life in this area. Any testimony, anything in your life that demonstrates that this quality is alive in you somewhere. Place your attention on it. Consciously, now turn over the weakness to the presence. Let it go. Begin to identify that you are great in this area, even if it hasn't manifested yet. You're great. Turn your lips up, let that smile happen, eyes closed, lips up, face asana. You're perfectly erect. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the weak say, I am beauty. Let the weak say, I am prosperity. I am health. I am wholeness. I am wellness. I am well-being. Now, feeling into this frequency, you can bring your arms down now and continue your soulful stroll for another moment. But walk, just look around and walk with confidence. Walk with a degree of majesty and royalty. The ground upon which you is holy. You're surrounded by a universal presence that is for you and never against you. Everything is working together for your good. Oh, smile at the God people around you. Oh my God, your needs are met. Now, right where you are, wherever you're with, stop right there. Look at that person or those people. Turn around a little circle. Look at them. Look at each other and say, you are so magnificent. There is so much beauty in you. There is so much joy in you. I want you to know something. The universe is on your side. There's so much good trying to explode in you. And now you're going to let it. Turn over the weakness to the presence. And let God's light shine through you. And so it is. High five, stroll to your seat. Soulfully stroll, confidently stroll. Don't just walk to your seat in confidence. You are emanations of the Most High Presence. Emanate, somebody shout about it. Now here's your vibratory frequency as people are walking to their seats with confidence and joy. You know, like when you put yourself in a vibratory state, mentally, emotionally, physically, you become receptive to the Spirit leaning in and upon you. You're open to it now. Now you're coming out of the figuring out mind. How am I going to figure this out in my life? How am I going to get this done? You're letting that part of the mind go because in the mind of the infinite, the idea is complete already. The idea is there. It wants to unfold through you. So you're identifying the weakness, but you're turning it over to the presence and beginning to identify yourself with just a spark, just a little bit of that quality. And then you do what you're called to do in the moment as you're moving through life. What is it most appropriate for you to do every single moment while you're staying out of worry? Your job is to not worry. That's a good job to have. Your job is to stay out of worry. Your job is to just stay out of fear. Your job is to stay out of anxiousness and anxiety. Anxiousness and anxiety means that you're living in the future, and in your mind, your future is uncertain. And so you're coming into an awareness that you may not know what the future holds, but you know what holds the future. What holds the future is the presence of God that's already there. And so what you're doing is you're putting yourself in state. You're putting yourself in state so that everything sloughs off of you vibrationally, and the field, that dark void of infinite potential that is bigger than anything that is ever manifested, bigger than undifferentiated wholeness, is bigger than anything that is ever manifested, and you have the capacity to allow this infinite void of dynamic good within you to begin to flower and take shape. If you don't identify with weakness, if you hang out and turn it over consciously. Every day you want to wake up and just turn your life over to the Spirit. I turn my life over to love. I turn my life over to peace. I turn my life over to abundance. I turn my life over to joy. Use me. I turn my life over. I let go. I turn my life over. I stand in state with gratitude and thanksgiving and appreciation and joy. Eliminate the worry. Go about my business so that the shock and surprise of the blessings of the Spirit can take over my life. When I'm saying my life, I'm speaking for us all. Therefore, the places in you that seem the most weakest right now are the places where there is great potential in you. It's great potential. Here is the principle. The principle is the presence and the principle always outstrip your problem. The potential is always bigger than the problem. You need to say that. Say that. Your potential is always bigger than the problem. Say that. Personalize it with the word my. Your potential is always bigger than the problem. Now, if you can walk with that vibration and create that field, the issues that you identify yourself with, something will begin to shift, and you'll start leaning into your potential. This is the activation of what wants to unfold within you. You cannot solve an issue through the figuring out mind. Problems are dissolved as you expand your mind. Expand your awareness, and then you begin to see all along there was something within me that I didn't know about. All along there was a gift, capacity within me. I'm grateful for the issue. I'm grateful for the seeming weakness, because it allowed me to go deep into the field of potentiality, that I can become more and never less than my true self. I want you as individuals and as a congregation to be a holy field of confidence, a holy field of joy. I want you to be to go for days upon days without worrying about anything. And then when you catch yourself worrying, you come into state, because you must be aware, of course, that the worry doesn't ever solve anything. Have you ever solved anything with worry? No. I mean, we need to look at that. Have you ever solved anything with worry? No. Have you ever quickened a spiritual demonstration with worry? No. Have you ever quickened a healing with worry? No. Have you ever quickened a healing with doubt? No. It's never happened in history or in her story. It's never happened. And so you are to walk for days upon end without worrying or giving vent to the worry out of your mouth. What do? You give vent to asking for prayer, asking for assistance, asking for someone to hold you accountable to high vibration. You can say, I'm starting to slip. Can you assist me in holding a high frequency? And if that individual starts to slip with you, do the moonwalk out of there. And go find someone that's not going to let you slip into the abyss of negativity. And say, come, you need to come with me. I thought I had some issues. We're going to a practitioner together. understand what I'm saying? Now, all of this, basic metaphysical principles. But here's the deal. There's the beginning, and then there's the advance. The beginning is the theory, the advance is the practice. Everybody knows this stuff. Everybody don't practice it. Just walk up and hear people's conversations. And you'll see the depth of their practice or their lack thereof. I want a congregation that practices these principles, that lives these principles, and holds each other accountable to the practicing of the principles. Then you will see transformation. You will see year after year after year that you are changing for the better. You're not dragging the carcass of your past into the future. You are stepping up into an awareness of more joy and more harmony. And it's not just happy talk. We're talking about a feeling that moves through you, and the chemicals that move through you, and the intelligence that moves through you. Sometimes people are afraid to be brilliant. They're afraid to be shiny and luminous. They're afraid to carry the confidence of the ages because they do not want to stand out. They want to fit in. You do not come here to fit in to mediocrity on the planet. You have come to be outstanding, to stand out, to exist, and to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. Your greatness lies within the weakness, the seeming weakness, that void of infinite potential. Dark, dank, infinite. Ready to rise up with what? Just a little bit of awareness. The presence of God out of no thing created a cosmos out of a thought of unfoldment, living biology, trees, all manner of planets and solar systems and galaxies. You're the image and likeness of the presence of God. You carry this same faculty that out of no thing you can bring everything, but you have to stay true to the truth, even when you don't feel like it. Even when everything is topsy-turvy, have somebody around that will bring you back to your soul senses, to move from sense to soul, and watch your life change. I think sometimes people are just afraid to be great. I think sometimes people are just afraid to be brilliant, just afraid to shine, afraid to glow, and they kind of just bend over and have their just kind of the shoulders just kind of go down. They kind of just, they don't want to disturb anything. I want you to be the great disturbances of the status quo. I want you to disturb the status quo. I want you to disturb the worry. I want you to disturb the fear. I want you to disturb the doubt. I want you to disturb the gossip. I want you to disturb all the places where people are just relegating themselves to negativity. And to step up and to be brilliant. Will you? Yes. Let the weak say, I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm brilliant. I'm magnificent. All of my needs are met. I've got a spiritual assignment. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to manifest good on the planet. And I ain't going to worry about a thing. I'm not going to worry about a thing. Now remember, if you can maintain for a period of time an awareness of a quality that may be small in you, but you begin to identify with it, and you're letting go of worry, you just practice that for a while, you will see the shape of your life change. It will happen. It's law. It's not superstition. It's law. And you're going to have to be ready to be better than you ever thought you could be. And you're going to have to be ready to no longer identify yourself as issues and identify yourself as an emanation of the presence.